Hello everybody, it is me, Maximum Color. I am back again for my final match of the evening with EvanBreaksGames versus iiPK. Currently, our number 2 and number 4 slots in the standings. Why don't we take a look at those right now? As we can see, both of our players are rocking a single win. And the only thing keeping them apart is 2 points, 2 clears. So those extra clears do make a difference. And we'll see if it looks like whoever takes this game will be at least tying for first place and possibly overtaking first place. So this is a huge game here. And let's see. What will we be working with today? We got iiPK's me. Oh, okay. That took me by surprise. All right. Moving forward, we got iiPK rocking his Mario, rocking his awesome blue hairstyle, changing it up. And it looks like we actually have an official versus level here. And we are off. I'm not entirely sure what the point of those pipes were, other than to... Actually, I'm just not sure what the point of those pipes were. But I suppose it is to allow everyone to enter at the exact same time. And iiPK taking off, getting down as fast as he can, picking up Evan and shucking him back. And he gets that first B-switch jump. Both of them are invulnerable as soon as they come out of the pipe. And they are utilizing that invulnerability to avoid several death traps. Fortunately, it looks like we do have a little bit of a different path going on, and Evan does manage to find the goal first, taking the first point and bouncing, smashing it into iiPK's face as he bounces on his head repeatedly. All right. A little bit much. Okay, I love both of these guys' Miis here. Oh. Okay, EvanBreaksGames. Definitely bending the game to his will at this point. I feel like iiPK's me is staring directly into my soul. The score will be going to 7, first to 7 wins, but we will be having 13 points distributed in total. Those extra points make the big differences in the standings. It is the only difference between our players here. iiPK taking the fall through that ice. And oh, Evan not quite being able to recover from that. We have to be careful here. If we have too much destruction on the stage, it might become unbeatable. Oh, and iiPK does find the hidden block. And fortunately for him, Evan dies immediately after, giving iiPK another chance to get over there and get into that flagpole first. Will he be able to do it? Avoiding the POWs. Trying to avoid all the power-ups to make sure that this level is beatable. And he hops in right over that snowball, reaching the goal, taking his first point of the game, tying it up 1-1. Gotta love that you lose screen coming up, directing right at us. But we also get to see that we win every time. Taking a little bit of time to get back into our group here. Be sure to stay hydrated, folks, and might I recommend, if you're up for something new, maybe try a nice hot glass of tea or something. Proyecto. First person to the goal wins. Looks like we're starting off with a generous supply of 1-up mushrooms. This looks kind of familiar to me. Definitely looks like it could potentially be fun. A lot of tight little jumps. Tight meaning not a lot of room to maneuver in this situation. Not necessarily difficult. And Evan, again, breaking the game and leaving no piranhas behind for iiPK to jump on, and speeding well into the lead. Hopping on this piranha plant's head and getting right on through there as the spikes do turn to the on position. Evan going through a quick little thwomp race and just having to sit under there, ducking, hiding nice and easy as that thwomp clears his way to the flagpole, giving him his second point. Wahoo! What expert levels will we be seeing next? With a little bit of this lag time in between each and every match we've got here. Maybe we can start having a little bit of conversation. Moving on to Frozen Pause, Ice Cave 2, 20-second speedrun. Is the timer tight? Yes, it is. We will see if either of our players get to go through this or if we will be looking at a failed timed out level. iiPK taking the lead and not making the big jump. Evan does make it, however. This is his only shot at victory for this level. He gets a checkpoint. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe not the tightest timer if you were in single player. But he does get through there and barely grabs the flagpole with 0 seconds on the clock, getting himself his third point, pushing himself right up further into a lead. Nice little ending roller coaster there. Can the runners see this chat? Well, theoretically they could if they were tuned into the stream, but I do not believe either of our runners are in there. They have to keep their focus on the game, on the moment. As I believe they are both streaming on their personal channels as well.
Nice work.
iiPK seems to be a little frustrated here. Evan hitting him with the nice work. Wait a second. It's the same level. I see what all the commotion's about here now. All right, somehow they get the same level as I believe the very first one or second one. And iiPK manages to get in there, taking the win again on the same level. He has a look of incredulousness on his face there. It looks like he's talking to someone else in the room. Do you see this? We're getting it twice. What is the chance? What are the chances of that? That is crazy. And once again, iiPK dashes through that, showing that he has learned and mastered that course. Oh, baby. So here we are, Evan having won in 3 different levels, iiPK having won in a single level, but twice. Moving on to Japan. Let's see, yes, let's see if we might be able to get that level another time or two. Okay, off to the desert, off to speedrun style gameplay. Evan taking the lead, while iiPK takes a death. Dodging those thwomps like they're not a problem at all. Getting a little bit caught up in the winds here. Twirling over the bouncers easily. Deciding not to check, or maybe he did check that pipe and it was just too quick for me to quite pick up. But he goes back through the door, sees where that leads. It just leads back to the start of the level. Interesting. He's deciding to go through that again. Where are these players meant to go? And indeed, okay, Evan did not check the pipe. He must have just had a gut feeling that the pipe might have been a trap. Decided to try and save a little bit of time. Ended up not paying off for him, but he takes out iiPK with the Koopa Shell and reclaims his lead anyway. Oh, wow. Managing to dodge those hidden spikes there. And popping up, not going through the door, not checking out what's in there, deciding instead to go straight for the clown car, making these decisions. These decisions really make the big differences in this gameplay. We're in a little bit of an auto scroll section at the moment. Ooh, okay, it looks for a moment like they might have been trapped there, but out comes the rest of the shells. It just has to reset occasionally. As Evan continues forward out of the subworld and right on into the goal there, taking his 4th point. iiPK with a bit of frustration but he is himself a very skilled runner, and there's a very, very likely chance that he will catch back up and possibly take the win. We will see. Again, these are our number 2 and 4 players in the standings. They are only differing by 2 points at the moment, just as they are in the game that they are playing. Evan dancing around iiPK once again, staring at us like the princely creature that he is. Moving on to block Partey. What happens at the block party? It looks like we're starting off with a nice little happy face, smiley face. How friendly. Evan taken off out of the gates. And both of our... Oh, Evan recovering. iiPK savagely throwing him off that cliff, but iiPK manages to land on that single tile. iiPK not letting up with his aggression, tossing the turtle shells back, doing everything he can to stay in the front. He does not mind playing dirty, and it works out for him, taking his 3rd point, reducing the length of that gap there. Putting it in 4-3 in Evan's favor. All right. Looks like we have some new people joining the chat here. Welcome, welcome. You are in for a great game. We are just about halfway through the match. Still got quite a lot in store for you guys, and they are certainly having a bit of back and forth here. Gather the keys. Ever lose your keys and wish you had a couple of plumbers to go around and find them for you? I haven't, but I sure will now. Our players are spinning right out of the gate. Evan taking the lead here. Deciding to stay small and keep the lead while iiPK decides to take that power up just in case. Might allow him to it does allow him to take a hit, but he ends up falling off anyway. So Evan is in quite the lead right here. He has gathered the first of the keys, but how many does he need to find? Here's the second key. Moving forward. iiPK taking that damage hit, getting up onto the checkpoint. And we are now in very similar locations. It looks like we've made our way back to the same screen. And iiPK in not quite a soft lock, but honestly, it could be worse than a soft lock. Yes, he decides to just give up, deciding the checkpoint is not worth the time to wait for those bullet bills. Will that be a solid decision or not? Evan looking around for the keys. Both of our players just searching, scouring this level, hunting for these hidden keys. Oh, there's the red coins. We got 3 of them right here. I'm not sure if these are the first ones we're seeing, but that is more than half of them regardless. Yes, these are the first ones. There's the last coin there. And iiPK manages to grab it. Evan deciding to just turn around, giving up himself. iiPK still back at the front there. Evan just deciding to give up as a shortcut more than anything. And here we have swing section and a spring section. Swings and springs and things. iiPK finding that P-switch that he needs, trying to get that extra height off the shell jump. Doesn't quite manage to get it. Loses just a few seconds. But at this point, it's really up to who finds the key. Where will it be? And there's iiPK finding... Is it the last key? It's hard to tell. Waiting on that pipe. Not sure what he was waiting for. Wonder what was going through his head right there. And still waiting. Looks like he's just considering Evan's guard game. How he's going to get past Evan. And Evan is opting to just sit there and wait to try and claim the key from him. Again, I do not think that there's... If it's been revealed if this is the last required key or not. There's a very good chance that it is. and it's possible I might have missed something, but regardless, it is in the player's best interest to play it very carefully. Either way, iiPK trying to lure Evan out, taking his hands off the controller, sitting back in his safe little spot. Looks like he is in it for the long haul, maybe willing to just allow the match to time out. Okay, it looks like we might be in for an interesting 2 minutes here, folks. Who will break first? Will either of them break, or will we go all the way down to the 0? iiPK just chilling out, Evan passing the time, jumping around. So, yeah, how are you guys doing? How's chat? I guess I could take this moment to advertise a little bit. We are looking for some more commentators to fill these spots. If you might have noticed that we have had a few uncommented matches lately because we've been greatly stepping up our the frequency, the amount of our games, and so we are looking for commentators. If anyone is confident speaking in front of people, thinks that this would be fun, has experience, anything like that, go ahead and hit us up at the Discord if you would like to apply. Wahoo!
I'm done for.
People in chat asking where we commentate. We are commentating from wherever we're able to do this. This is an online thing. All of our runners are in different locations, as are our commentators. It's all done through the internet. Looks like there's been some pointing out in chat that Evan could go down there and hit that switch and force get his own little safety zone going if he likes. And here we are hitting the timeout. Out of time, but hey, that means we just get another match. Very short and sweet level indeed. All right, here we go. Defeat all 5 boom booms. We got ourselves another fun clear condition. What could happen here? Anything, really. All right, Evan rocking the Mario hat, jumping over that hammer bro, sledge bro, just tanking through everything. Oh, and dodging that Bowser fire, getting up to the P-switch door while iiPK, making his way around the same part of the level, still trying to get through there. Evan just hopping on the heads of those boom booms. Unfortunately, he manages to do a blow to each of them, but they take him out before he can finish any of them off. And here we go, hop, hop, hopping. And Evan manages to reach the goal. Evan's not quite able to get back over there. It is quite a gauntlet of hammers in the air over there. And here's Evan with the win. Or with the point, I should say. Yes, one incredible level over there. Bringing the score up to a 5-3. Evan only needs 2 more points to win and maintain his lead over iiPK. This is definitely going to be shaking up the standings here. Jump training. Yeah, whenever two high-ranking individuals are facing each other, it's bound to be a big match. It will make a huge difference, even this early on. Looks like we just got a bit of a shell jump training level. Maybe not quite a training level. I do have the spikes. We do have some lethality. But we also have the capability to put on the shellments. Oh! iiPK playing a little bit dirty there. knocking his comrade into the spikes, and we have our first attempted shell jump does not go off. I'm honestly having a hard time figuring out who is who on the screen here with their helmets on and how close they are together. All we've got to do is get one shell jump in through there. Oh, and iiPK taken out Evan, reconfirming Evan is indeed playing as Luigi here. And iiPK gets past that first jump, finding himself a spring. It looks like there's a spring and a POW in the wall over there. Is that a hint? Is that telling you how to get through this? Hard to tell. Lands a spring drop perfectly first try, and is setting himself up for I see. He's throwing the shell right up top there so that he can reach it later, and grabbing himself the springaloo. I actually don't think it was intended for him to get the shell through there. It looks like he was bringing that for some cheese, and just going for that spring drop. Meanwhile, Evan has all the time in the world here to make himself a shell jump. And there he gets it, getting through there without the shelmet. iiPK does have that extra hit that he can take, and it's all about that spring drop. I wonder if this might have to do with that slide there or something. Maybe some sort of flying spring jump out of a slide. Yep, he does use that extra height to move on through, surrendering his spring to Evan. And fortunately, it does look like Evan does have some time to catch back up. Moving on to the next section. Utilizing those fire flowers, grabbing the shelmet again, and using it to tank some extra hits. Hey, he hits that. Finds the hidden, quote, key in that box, and is moving forward, finding keys left and right over here. Almost wonder why there even are keys. And now all he's got to do is, well, actually looks a little bit harder than it seems. And he's checking things out, looking for where he can go. Gets that out back at the beginning of the level. Is that a good thing? Probably not. It looked like that was more of a troll pipe. Seems he's questioning the level himself, trying to figure out what's going on here. Evan getting stomped by that thwomp and running through in his smallest form. How will he get past here? He decides just to run it, just to do the easy run. And he finds it, finds the goal. Evan taking the 6th point. iiPK 3 points behind. All right, sorry for that little moment of silence there. Here we are back. Evan climbing up. iiPK climbing up. Getting both of them getting bodied by these spikes here. And Evan does manage to reach the top up here. iiPK having just a little bit of trouble with this first chamber here. And oh, Evan falling all the way back down, losing a lot of progress right there. But just playing it nice and slow, getting through there. iiPK getting to that second room, while Evan finds himself a checkpoint and finds some coins to play with. And there he is, getting in that key door. Finding the star. Looks like it is a required star. And he wraps around finding the flagpole, taking the 7th point, securing his win in this and guaranteeing him at least tying for first in the leaderboards. By the way, guys, iiPK is actually the #1 ranked worldwide versus player on Nintendo servers. So this is crazy. Just how far behind he's fallen, just showing just how good that Evan is doing right now. And hey, maybe he's got some competition. Maybe he's just having an off day. Who knows what's going on? But hey, this is quite the upset. Still, if he can manage to get up to keep the match close, maybe get up to 7 or get up to 6 there, he will still definitely be maintaining a good place in our standings. Both of our runners are off in a very slow motion kind of way. Evan restarting while iiPK falls right on down. You can see Luigi just kind of sliding down there. Ooh, nice and slow on iiPK's screen. Alright, as our players move through at the speed of molasses, it's almost as though it's an intended mechanic on this level here. iiPK taking another death. Evan working for it, trying to get that mushroom, taking his time. I mean, he's moving as fast as he can, but that is not very fast at this moment. Thanks. We see the goal. Not a long level at all. Evan reaching the goal. iiPK no longer reacting. Evan is really showing us some fire stuff over here. Baskin has his little, what do they call it? His little mouse, the skip something, running around on his belt. All right, we got. Is this speedrunning if we're moving at this pace? Well, I'd have to say, sure it is. We're going to the Snowman's Party. Welcome to the first annual reduced speed games. All right. Evan deciding to climb up the side there while iiPK rides the elevator, taking his time here. Moving in our very, very slow style here. Looking at some frost pokies wearing their little helmets. How adorable. How adorable. Making sure the hail doesn't fall on their heads so they don't get injured by icicles. Unfortunately, that does not protect them from plumbers. Quite the versus level here as our player. Oh! And there it goes. We've got iiPK falling off the edge there, getting sniped by the snowball out of there. No way he could have really predicted that. Couldn't have done too much about it. And unfortunately, it does force him way back to the start. Evan making his way slowly but surely to the end. I mean, look what we're looking at here, guys. We've got an auto-scroller at like half speed. This is about as slow as we can get, but at least we got these snowballs coming up all out of everywhere. Gives our players a little bit of extra reaction time. And Evan popping a switch, flipping that switch. I don't recall any switches back earlier on, but we will see if that gives iiPK any additional trouble. Evan giving out the "I am done for." slowly. I feel like we're in a we need a little bit of a calmer presentation style for this. As we move slowly on the right, we can see iiPK dodging snowballs at blinding speed. Oh, he gets blasted very far into the air there, while Evan is making his way into a pipe, most likely. Will it rise up for him? Not yet. I wonder what the way in is. It looks like we're just moving left and right. iiPK moving up that spot with the switch. Oh, and Evan with an opportunity to potentially cause problems, but fortunately, iiPK has moved right on past that critical point. And Evan deciding to move on to that golden block, finding himself a second checkpoint. And it looks like he has to wait for a P-switch to be running out. This could take quite a while, folks. Strap yourselves in, before we have the lag to deal with. Oh, iiPK again getting blasted by that snowball, unfortunately. Oh, just barely missing that platform. That could have saved him. A very, very unfortunate gameplay over here. But at least he does have the first checkpoint. Evan making his way up to the switch. It looks like iiPK might be giving up here. Maybe, yeah, he's just waiting for that platform to respawn, of course. And Evan dodging snowballs left and right. Maybe I was wrong. It looks like iiPK's still not doing anything. Oh, I spoke too soon. There he goes. Evan working, waiting for a key. Where could it be? Who knows? Fortunately, we've got, well, we got spikes throwing snowballs. Are they really called spikes if they've got snowballs instead of spikes? It's a question for the ages. And Evan gets the key, makes his way in through the door, and is hit with yet another section. What a long, arduous level. Decided not to take their eye, but instead to go grab the goal, getting himself a 9th point. Well done, EvanBreaksGames. Thank you so much for taking us out of this very, very slow and long level. Still waiting for that clear screen to come up. Ah, here we go. We got the win and loss screen. Excellent. Finally out of there. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I just felt like I had to tone it down a little bit for the pace of the game. Yes, everyone give your best claps. Moving on, let's see if we can maybe speed things up a bit. I am not sure what is causing the lag over here. I notice Evan does not have himself a webcam. It is very likely that he is maybe playing from a McDonald's cafe. Who knows? Or maybe he has his very own lag switch. Or maybe it's just Nintendo. But here we go. It seems our players are testing it out, seeing if it's going to be slow again, and it looks like it will be. Giving out the I'm done for because I don't want to move through this slowly. Looks like we might be dealing with the golf kind of announcing the entire way through here. I don't want to torture you guys though. Definitely let me know if you'd rather me do that or not. That's fun, but it's fun, but it's something. Evan, I'm gonna blame Evan here. He's breaking the game. Evan breaks games, even when he's doing versus. Both of them taking different routes. Evan is still up ahead. Can we get through this? Through this molasses? It looks like someone might have hacked into Nintendo's servers and changed the air physics to that of water. Unfortunately, we still cannot swim through them. Evan making his way down this little chamber. iiPK dealing with these piranha plants back here. That's the slowest ground pound I've ever seen. And looks like we have an arrow pointing directly to those blocks. I wonder why those blocks are so important. What is so special about those blocks? Looks like here we have a mushroom. iiPK is catching up, but Evan gets the mushroom. And unfortunately, it looks like that will be the only one to spawn. But fortunately, only one of these players needs to break the blocks. And it looks like Evan is trying to play the guard game, trying to keep iiPK out of there, and instead getting it reversed. iiPK, oh, big bro Luigi picking up his little brother, tossing him off in slow motion. iiPK fighting for it. I'm not even sure if it's possible to really throw someone off here. With those air stalls, they can pretty much just wall jump right back, regardless. Oh my, looks like we are at a little bit of a standstill here, folks. Ooh, and does Evan fall? Evan does. Evan takes the death. Wahoo, says he. While iiPK is now on the quest for the falling mushroom. Evan was very careful not to break the path all the way for iiPK. Ooh, is iiPK perhaps trying to cheese a little bit, or is he just searching around for that mushroom? Where that mushroom spawns, I'm not entirely sure, but it certainly is a long wait. Strap in again, folks. We are definitely going to be here for a good while. And once again, as we wait, I'll remind you all to stay hydrated, folks. Water is one of your best friends. And I'm the other one. iiPK swimming through, deciding to start over, it looks like. Looks like that might be necessary for that switch. That mushroom is not respawning. Where did it come from? Both of our players back at the start. It's like we're just starting the level. If there's one thing I can give props to, though, at least it's consistent lag. Nothing worse. Evan, just go through that plant. Okay, well. Nothing worse, in my opinion, than the lag that just, like, picks up and then stops, and there's really no predicting it. At least they're moving at a consistently slow pace. iiPK taking the lead over here. Doing some spin wall jumps, making his way downtown. Tink, tink, off the plants. Ooh, and up onto the big ones. Giving us a nice tour of this level, seeing, just making sure we didn't miss anything. It's got an interesting feel. Almost seems like a space level, except you move just as slow going up as you do going down. And as we descend the stairwell, excuse me, we arrive back at the same point that we were at before. It doesn't seem like we're any further along. I've been experimenting. It's possible that utilizing the head of our fellow plumber, we might be able to, you know, cheese this a little bit. Looks like that's kind of what they might be trying to do here. Trying to lure each other in so they can jump off of the other one's head. I'm at a little bit of a loss for words here, folks, but at least we can enjoy the beautiful scenery. It's very rare that we get to just sit there and enjoy the background. As you notice, the clouds on this level do not have eyes. They are not spookily watching us. And it looks like there's a pyramid in the background. That's something I've never noticed. Ah, it's most likely Peach's castle, not a pyramid. Silly me. There we can see Peach's castle in the distance. How beautiful. What a nice attention to detail. As well as the ever-imposing, gigantic like giant stepping stones over here. These huge more than mountain-sized stones. Just threatening, ever presently threatening to fall down and crush the entirety of the Mushroom Kingdom. Let's hope it never comes to that. Let's hope all the bombs stay away from that area. Remember, folks, every time that you participate in bomb excavation, you are bringing the impending doom of the Mushroom Kingdom ever closer. Oh, and it looks like Evan managed to finally break out of here. He does get out from the stalemate, and he is running over the top. Unfortunately, it is blocked off. It looks like the only way to get through is through those blocks there. And Evan is running far left, just making sure that there's nothing else over here. He might be able to find that mushroom. I'm not 100% sure why it's not respawning myself. But it certainly has been an issue. And Evan taking the longest little run we've ever found, and he does find the mushroom. We are officially back on track, guys. We have less than a minute on the clock. Will Evan be able to make it back and also get through there in time? One thing's for sure, unless iiPK decides that he would rather have a draw here than... Well, if either of our players are to win, then Evan does need to get through that block, and one of our players needs to race for the finish line. It will be a decision that iiPK has to make if he wants to, if he would rather force the tie, or if he would like to. It looks like he is trying to force the tie, yes. He is at a disadvantage currently. It would be in his best interest for the tie to happen. And it looks like he gets it. There is not enough time to get that mushroom again. We are going down with a tie. Evan going ahead, giving the give up. iiPK giving up as well, so we do not have to sit through these 20 seconds that will likely end up being more like a minute. Wow, lots of ties. We have 8 minutes left in our allotted time slot. We will definitely be running a little bit over here. Well done to our runners. Will of Steel over here, the Iron Will iiPK. Making sure that things do not get through without his approval. Moving on to Big Thwomp's Sandy Caverns. First person to the goal wins. It looks like we've got a little bit of a gatekeeper here in the form of a piranha plant. Alright, looks like iiPK is opting to play it safe, and it is paying off for him. He gets through, taking the lead and the power-up. Checking to see what's in there. Just another power-up. Finds himself a handy-dandy, lovely P-switch. And... ah, yes. Those blocks seem to blend into the background for me. Utilizing them to climb right on up. Get another mushroom, just because it was in his way. Not because he needed it. Again, falling on nearly invisible platforms as he works to get through this section. Looks like he might actually be, yes, he is at a standstill here. He needs his brother Luigi to get a second P-switch out for him. Meanwhile, Evan trying to get in there with some tight jumps. It looks like iiPK is going to help him out. What a good pal. What a good friend. And doesn't find anything at all up there. iiPK just letting him get up there so that he can help get through here sooner. And looks like the bullet bills will be blasting through for us here. Wow, it's quite the path to try and lure him through. Wow. Taking a look at iiPK over here, he's clearly having a very, very fun time. You can see the sheer joviality on his face. Oh, wahoo! Says Evan as he makes the game take as long as he can, knocking that bullet bill down. It is just crazy level after level, slow level after slow level. Both in the there goes those blocks, and Evans declares that he is done for. Both in terms of the lag, it is slow, and we're just in kind of lengthy levels. And Evan letting it get through, and who will fight through first? iiPK is the first one through here. Evan struggling to get through that small gap, and iiPK just tanking through that spike, grabbing the key, getting in the pipe first, and I doubt he'll be stopping to get a power up. He does check it, decides not to grab it, and moves on to fight a bully, the Bowser Jr. logo. Oh no, here we go. Okay, both of our runners managed to save themselves, and Evan takes the key this time, getting through the door first. Gotta jump over some pokies here. iiPK is at a ever so slight disadvantage, and that is exactly why he was unable to take that hit where Evan was, and that did give Evan the checkpoint, putting him further ahead. And it looks like we just got a double boom boom fight here with a mushroom for each player. Evan already losing his mushroom. iiPK making his way back, stuck all the way at the start. But fortunately, folks, while it did take a very long time to get here, it was largely due to the waiting. And now that that path is open, iiPK should be able to get back fairly quickly. And Evan gets the key. And here's a superstar, which is moving us up to normal speaking speed, normal playing speed, rather than the typically enhanced. The enhanced speed is moving on to just a regular speed here. And there he is, busting through that through the swamp, and in through that door there. And here we go. Evan getting through to that flagpole, getting us out of this level. Thank you for getting rid of this level. And it looks like that was actually our last point on the board. Evan taking a 10-3. Wow. That does, again, that is quite the upset. iiPK being the #1 versus ranked player in the world, and Evan now being the #1 ranked player on our leaderboards, boosting him up into first place now. It is certainly looking good for him in this league.
Everything working? There we go.
All right. Hello. Looks like we got someone in the chat for the interview.
Yes. Hello.
Evan, how'd you feel about that? You were doing a fantastic job.
I felt really great for the first half, and then as soon as the lag switch apparently turned on, then I was a little more doubtful, but I still pulled through. GG's to iiPK for going through that with me. That was painful.
Now you got to be honest with me here, Evan. Did you or did you not break the game? Are you the one who caused it?
It is funny that happened on my round. No, I have no idea where that came from. It just started lagging. But that is pretty funny.
Now, was it intimidating going up against iiPK being...
Yes, it was.
Titan is.
I was more surprised that we got that same ice level twice in like 4 rounds.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I wouldn't mind seeing that a few more times.
I couldn't even play the second time because I was just too stunned at finding the level again. So I just boosted him to the end.
I wasn't even sure what was going on. I saw the reactions going out, and that was pretty crazy. By the time I realized what it was. So, wow. Anything else you'd like to say while we've got you in here?
I feel like those last few rounds probably shouldn't have been mine, but GG's to iiPK for everything. That was fun. And good luck to everyone else.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your humility. You're great. Your great personality, great everything. You had a great run. Thank you so much for sticking around,
Thank you.
entertaining us, and have fun having the #1 spot in the league at the moment.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, move forward with that, and thank you all for watching. This is Maximum Color signing off. Stay hydrated, folks, and we will be back with you for another riveting match momentarily.